What's up, Steelers Nation? We're back again with another big-time update straight out of Pittsburgh. And let me just say this. The grind never stops for the black and gold. The Steelers are pushing to get better every single day. Whether it's locking in contract talks, welcoming future Hall of Famers, or chasing that elusive 7th Lombardi trophy. That's the mission. And if you're all in on that journey, do me a favor. Smash that like button. And if you're new here, hit subscribe so you never miss an update. All right. Now let's dive into what might be one of the biggest storylines of the offseason. So here we are, middle of OTAs, and the Steelers have their brand new quarterback in Aaron Rodgers slinging the ball in practice. But on the other side of the field, there's still one massive void. That's right, TJ Watt is still unsigned, and fans are starting to feel the anxiety creep in. Steelers head coach Mike Tomlin finally spoke on the situation after minicamp wrapped up. According to NFL insider Ian Rappaport, Tomlin kept it optimistic. His words, "I'm optimistic we're going to get things done because we got two sides that want to get things done." When that's going to occur, I do not know. And that right there is classic Tomlin, calm under pressure. But let's be real. The longer this drags out, the more fans start asking, is there trouble brewing beneath the surface? Let's get into the business side. Watt is currently on a deal he signed back in 2021. 4 years, $112 million. At the time, that made him the highest-paid defensive player in the league. But here's the catch. 3 months ago, Myles Garrett reset the market. Garrett inked a deal worth $40 million per year, easily surpassing Watt's $28 million average. And guess what? Watt still has 5.5 more career sacks than Garrett. So on paper, you could argue he's outperforming his contract. The wrinkle here? Age. Watt turns 31 in October, and that makes the Steelers' front office hesitate to throw down another long-term mega deal. They've seen what happens when you lock up big money into older players and it backfires. Still, Tomlin made it clear they're not panicking. Certainly we'd like him to be here, but certainly not surprised by where we are. We've expressed the desire to get the business done, he has as well, and so we'll continue to work. We've been here before, and he's not wrong. Remember, Watt held out before the 2021 deal, too. These negotiations always get a little bumpy with elite players. Let's bring in another voice. Defensive coordinator Terrell Austin, who knows exactly what Watt brings to the table. He made it clear that Watt missing minicamp isn't a disaster. When TJ shows up, he'll be ready to go, Austin said. He's handling his business, he's doing his thing. We've texted this summer, not even about football. Just checking in on his family, his new baby. He's locked in. That kind of calm from a DC speaks volumes. There's no panic inside the building, but outside, fans are just hoping this doesn't become a distraction once training camp rolls around. While Watt's contract grabs headlines on defense, let's not forget what just happened on the offensive side. Aaron Rodgers officially signed with the Steelers, putting an end to months of speculation, and with Rodgers here, the expectations just shot through the roof. This team isn't rebuilding anymore. They're reloading. Playoffs are back on the menu. But that only works if you have a top-tier defense to match. Without Watt, the heartbeat of the D, it's hard to imagine Pittsburgh making a deep postseason run. So yeah, this contract situation matters. A lot. Now, speaking of Aaron Rodgers and his new supporting cast, there's been talk of adding another weapon to the wide receiver room. But not everyone's buying what Pittsburgh is selling. Veteran Pro Bowl receiver Keenan Allen made it crystal clear. He has zero interest in joining the Steelers. On a live stream with streamer Jay Goofy, Allen didn't hold back. He said, "There's two sides to the story. A-Rod being the quarterback. Of course that interests you. But Pittsburgh? No. Ouch. Let's unpack that." Allen, who spent 11 years with the Chargers and one with the Bears, is currently a free agent. He's still looking for a home. But despite the chance to catch passes from Rodgers, which, let's be real, most veteran WRs would dream of, Allen just shut the door. That stings a little, especially when you consider the current WR depth chart. Right now, Pittsburgh's pass-catching group includes DK Metcalf, a true alpha WR1 Robert Woods, aging but reliable Calvin Austin III, speedster, but still unproven Pat Freiermuth, solid tight end, but not a game-breaker. This isn't exactly the Avengers of receiver rooms. Adding another proven veteran could really stabilize this unit. But if guys like Keenan Allen are publicly swiping left, it raises concerns. Do veterans not believe in Pittsburgh's offense? Or is this just a Keenan Allen personality thing? Either way, if the Rodgers experiment is going to work, the supporting cast has to rise to the occasion. So let's recap where we stand. Steelers. Nation, TJ Watt's contract is still up in the air, and while Tomlin remains optimistic, the clock is ticking. Aaron Rodgers is in town, and this team is chasing a playoff berth, not a rebuild. But Rodgers needs help, and top-tier veterans, like Keenan Allen, are openly passing on Pittsburgh. It's a strange mix of momentum and mystery right now. This team is close, but it's missing a few final pieces, and until Watt is locked in and the offense is firing on all cylinders, fans are going to keep asking tough questions. But hey, that's Steelers football. Nothing comes easy. And when we finally put it all together, it's going to be one hell of a ride. Let's be real. When the Steelers entered the 2024 season with Russell Wilson and Justin Fields, it felt like we had one of the most intriguing QB rooms in the league. On one hand, you had Wilson, the proven Super Bowl winner. On the other, you had Fields, young, explosive, and loaded with upside. Fans were hyped. Some saw Fields as the future. Some wanted to give Russ one more chance. But no one imagined things would end the way they did, with Fields walking away in free agency to the New York Jets of all teams. So what really happened? Why did Justin Fields leave a team where he was winning games and finally starting to find his rhythm? Well, thanks to NFL insider Adam Schefter, we now have answers. Speaking on 97.1. The Fan, Schefter peeled back the curtain and revealed what most Steelers fans have only been guessing at, and honestly, it's frustrating, disappointing, and kind of makes you wonder what this front office is doing. According to Schefter, they could not get a deal done, either because Pittsburgh was only willing to go to a certain price, or because Justin felt like, this is a team that benched me. Why would I want to go back to a team that benched me? Boom. That's it. That's the heart of it right there. Even though Fields was playing the best football of his career, even though the team was winning, Pittsburgh chose to bench him in favor of Wilson. And now we're paying the price. Let's talk numbers. The New York Jets gave Fields a 2-year, $40 million contract. That's $20 million a year. That's starter money. That's, we believe in you, you're our guy, money Pittsburgh. We weren't willing to go that high. Whether it was money, lack of urgency, or lack of commitment, the message to Fields was clear. You're not the future here. And honestly, can you blame the guy for walking? Let's break this down step by step. Fields gets benched in favor of Russell. Wilson, even as he's playing well, the team delays re-signing him after the season. Rumors leak that Pittsburgh is interested in other quarterbacks. The Jets come calling, offering him money and a guaranteed starting role. It's not hard to connect the dots, but it gets even deeper. Here's where things take a wild turn. According to Schefter, while Pittsburgh was trying to work things out with Fields, they were also in serious discussions with the Los Angeles Rams about trading for Matthew Stafford. That's right. The same Stafford who helped win a Super Bowl in LA, but who's been dealing with injuries and a declining offensive line. Schefter revealed they started in the offseason, and the initial calls were about acquiring Matthew Stafford. Once that didn't get done, they continued their efforts with Fields. So the team prioritized a 36-year-old Stafford over a 25-year-old Fields? That says it all, doesn't it? Let's be real with each other, Steelers fans. You don't treat someone like your franchise quarterback if you're already shopping around for someone else before even offering a real deal. Fields saw the writing on the wall, and it wasn't just about the money, although the Jets clearly gave him a better offer. It was about trust. It was about commitment. It was about believing that the team saw him as the future, but Pittsburgh didn't. Not in actions, at least. And Fields took the offer from New York, where he knows he'll be the guy. Now look, there are two sides to this story. Some fans say Fields didn't prove enough yet. He still struggles with reads, turnovers, and consistency. We shouldn't overpay for potential. Others say he showed real growth. He was winning, and he deserved the chance to build off that. If we had given him support, who knows how far he could have gone. Both sides have valid points. But the truth is, Pittsburgh's approach sent a clear message, and that message was loud enough to push Fields away. Now we've got Aaron Rodgers. We've got Will Howard. We might still have Mason Rudolph in the mix, but Fields, he's gone. And what's wild is, Fields was probably the best blend of youth, athleticism, and starting experience that we've had on the roster in years. Now he's in New York, trying to make the most of his second chance. And Pittsburgh, we're still searching for our future at quarterback. All right, guys, now it's your turn. Do you think the Steelers should give T.J. Watt a new contract matching or even surpassing Myles Garrett's? Or do you think his age makes it too risky? And what about Keenan Allen? Was his shot at Pittsburgh justified? Or is he just bitter? Drop your thoughts in the comments. I'm reading all of them. And once again, don't forget to like this video. It really helps push it to more Steelers fans out there. Hit subscribe for more exclusive updates, rumors, and breakdowns straight from the Steel City. Until next time, go Steelers.